Many people do not know of the blue lava of Indonesia. The blue lava is one of the most beautiful and awe-inspiring events to happen on the planet. And yet, so little people barely know of this wonderful and mystifying event that occurs. It is caused of the burning of large amounts of sulfur, and when the sulfur burns, it gets a beautiful bluish color. But there is another thing that is happening in those mountains. Hundreds of Indonesian workers risk death every day to mine the large amounts of sulfur that are deposited there. This is a picture of the blue sulfur. The blue lava. The blue lava is located in Indonesia, which is a string of islands located south of China and north of Australia. It is next to other countries like Vietnam and the Philippines. The climate of Indonesia is entirely tropical, with an average temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity ranges from 70 to 90%. Indonesia is a string of volcanic islands, but one of the most mystifying ones is Kawah Ijen, the volcano complex, which is home to the world's largest acidic crater lake. Kawah Ijen is one of the several volcanoes located in the diameter Ijen caldera in Java, Indonesia. The lava during the day looks like just any other orange and red lava. It doesn't look that special, but once night rolls around, it turns into the blue, luminescent color that I showed you. The large amounts of sulfur come from an active vent at the edge of the lake, and is a source of elemental sulfur and supports a mining operation. Escaping volcanic gases are channeled through a network of ceramic pipes, resulting in condensation of molten sulfur, and this is what it looks like when it comes out of the vents. And the sulfur, which is deep red in color when molten, pours slowly from the ends of the pipes and pools on the ground, turning a bright yellow as it cools. The acidic lake is nearly 200 meters deep, about a kilometer wide, and in 2004, J. Volk and Geotherm studied the crater lake and reported the temperature of the lake was 36 degrees Celsius or 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit, and the pH was 0.5, which is about the equivalent to battery acid. Workers from the sulfur mines have reported seeing birds flying over and falling into the lake, presumably from intoxication by the gases. Sulfur is a solid, yellow, combustible non-metal. It is a soft, pale, odorless brittle rock. The locals of Indonesia call it devil's gold. People compare the smell of sulfur to the smell of rotten eggs, because when it burns it produces sulfur dioxide. The best known compound of sulfur is H2S. It's a toxic gas that is most commonly used in stink bombs. Some other uses for sulfur are reactant in production of sulfuric acid, which is most commonly used in lead-acid batteries for automotive use. Sulfur's melting point is 239.38 degrees Fahrenheit, and because of the large amounts of it around the volcano, it makes up a perfect recipe for this spectacular event. What causes the sulfur to burn blue is the sulfur combines with oxygen to produce a colorless gas called sulfur dioxide, S plus O2, and it makes SO2. A really cool thing that happens with sulfur is that it doesn't produce any smoke when it's burned. Sulfur is a very potent and noxious gas and is very dangerous to mine and be around. The people who mine this element earn very little and work long hours to gain it. Here's some miners mining the sulfur. The miners of Kawah Ijen put their lives at risk when they go up to the volcano and try to mine the sulfur. Most men won't reach the age of 30. They spend 12 hours at a time in the smoking volcanic mountain, just a couple yards from the acid-filled lake. Only some of the workers get to wear masks, while the rest rely on wet rags or scarves to cover their faces. Fumes from the toxic gas singe eyes, throats, and lungs, and even sometimes can dissolve teeth. Each morning, the 200 workers make the 2,000-meter climb to the crater, sometimes climbing up 60-degree slopes before they even have to travel down steep, dangerous paths into the fiery pit. At some points in the climb, the clouds of sulfur are so thick that the sun is not even visible. When they get to the 70 to 90 kilogram baskets filled, when they have to make the trip back towards base camp. Once they make it back, they can get 78 cents for 22 pounds of sulfur. The average worker makes about $11 a day. They make this trip about 10 times a day. These workers would rather do this grueling work than work on the coffee plantations, where they can make even less money a day with almost the same amount of back-breaking work. Here's another picture of the blue lava. The blue lava of Indonesia is one of the most awe-inspiring events on this planet, and yet so very many people know about this. The Earth does this amazing thing every day. You just have to know where to look. Sulfur can do some very mystifying things, like going from a solid bright yellow to a deep red molten liquid, then burning to a blue flame. These changes in a single element is incredible and insane, and that one single element can do this. But just think about all the other mystifying things we can do in this world.